You're watching GTV, and now it's time for this morning's edition of Children's GBC with George Buxton, as he's taking over today because of a certain sad event. Well, will it go so well? Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Children's GBC on a Tuesday morning. Now, if you were wondering, why am I taking over George's slot today? Well, I have some very sad news that I'd like to tell you. Now, the sad news is that No-Hare Bear, however, is no longer a Children's GBC presenter, and that can also mean one thing: No-Hare Bear has sadly died. And also, it means that he's now been thrown away by me personally. No offense. It's just because sometimes No-Hare is a rumple bear because, as they say, toys don't last forever, you know. So anyways, viewers, so we have lots of programs in order to pay tribute to No-Hare Bear, including some of No-Hare Bear's old favourites, which we will broadcast later on. So anyways, viewers, so here we go with the first program. Now, here's something that No-Hare Bear would have loved to see, and it's Sodor Railway Tales. And today, as Percy is being a woolly bear. I wonder what Percy is up to, though. Let's find out.
Woolly Bear.
And don't forget that we will be having another episode of Sodor Railway Tales. That's with George Bryn coming up later this afternoon. And I'm sure we've got a good programme next. Be back in a tick. And that was Sodor Railway Tales. Well, mind you, I don't think Percy wants to be a woolly bear now. Yeah, it's because of all this treacle that's just run down all over Percy's face. Yeah, just like in a television episode. Anyways, now let's move on to the next program now. So here is Monty the dog. And today, Monty is in a spot of bother with magic tricks. Oh, and all because he wants sausage rolls. But will Monty get one? Well, let's find out.
Who's that dog who's crashing around? Monty. What's the name of that crazy hound? Monty the dog, yeah. Can't see too well, but he will try. Monty. To help you out, and we know why. Why? He's a biscuit crunching, sausage munching, wheeling, dealing, custard stealing, barking, yelping, double helping Monty the dog.
That really was magic.
He's a biscuit crunching, sausage munching, wheeling, dealing, custard stealing, barking, yelping, double helping Monty the dog.
And that was Monty the dog. Yeah, well, it's because, obviously, Monty was being popped out of a hat after all. So he did get some sausage rolls after all. Yeah, so anyways, now, the next program now, if you remember, back then, well, when I've done ACW Remasters requests, when I've done 3 Postman Pat specials so far, well, sadly, the 4th one is going to be the very last one, just before Series 2 was already happening. So here is Postman Pat at the barometer. Now, will the children on Greendale get home safely with their teacher, Mr. Pringle? Well, you'll soon find out for yourself.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. Early in the morning, Just as day is dawning, he picks up all the post bags in his van. Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white.
Early one morning, Jess arrived just in time to be let in with the milk.
And the day is just
Hello, Jess. Just in time for breakfast.
Postman Pat, Postman Pat, Postman Pat, and his black and white cat. All the birds are singing, and the day is just beginning. Pat feels he's a really happy man. Everybody knows his bright red van. All his friends will smile as he waves to greet them. Maybe you can never be sure. There'll be knock, ring, letters through your door. Postman Pat, Postman Pat.
And that was Postman Pat and the Barometer. Well, I'm so glad that the school children are home safely with their mums and dads. So the next programme now it's just a case of trust. Here is an episode of Johnson and Friends. Enjoy! And that was Johnson and Friends. Yeah, well, mind you, I know that some people can't trust with each other. Some can, some can't. You can never tell why. But anyways, now let's move on to the next programme now. Now, here's something that No-Hare Bear would have loved if he hadn't sung terribly for Dad's Army theme tune. You know, especially goes like this. Who do you think you are good, Mr. Buxton? Well, it's a good job that I don't have to put up with his singing anymore. Anyways, now here's today's episode of The Herbs. And because today, Sage is having his singing lesson. But will he go so well? Let's find out.
Parsley is a herb.
The Herbs. Yeah, well, I know that sometimes that Sage can sing only with his own song, but not so much when it comes to about the high pitch and all that. So the next programme now here is an episode of Sooty and Co. And of course, just to give you a heads up, sadly, the 50th episode of the first series is probably going to be the last one, just before series 2 will probably begin. So here is an episode called A Night Out, otherwise known as Camping. Well, will Sooty and Sweet be brave? Let's find out.
Hey ho, it's Sooty and Co. Everybody say hello. There's Sooty and Sweep, a panda called Sue, and little cousin Scampy too. There'll be fun galore with the terrible four. Just you wait and see. It's Sooty and Company. Sooty and Company.
Well, I'll tell you something, Sooty. I couldn't sleep last night. Oh, hello there. I was just talking to Sooty about this book that Sue lent me last week. It's called Scary Stories, and some of them are pretty...
that was Sooty and Co. Well, mind you, I know that sometimes camping can get a bit scary at first, but once you've conquered the fear, you're okay. So, anyways, now the next program now here's something that No-Hare Bear has already seen before. You guessed it, it's the Bodger and Badger animated specials. And today, there is the most embarrassing day in Bodger's life. Could this something to do with invisibility potion? Well, you'll find out in this episode anyway. Enjoy.
Everybody knows Badger loves mashed potatoes. Shapes and eats them every day. Bodger and Badger, la 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 la.
Right. Hey, this box has got over here. Now what should I do next? Over there. That's a good idea. Badger!
And just a reminder that George, however, will be broadcasting another Bodger and Badger animated specials, which is Up and Away. That's coming up later this afternoon. But I'm sure we've got a next program, which is the best thing that No-Hare Bear would have liked. Carol singing. And that was the Bodger and Badger animated specials. Well, okay, now, one thing that I find it funny the most is when Simon Bodger gets covered in all the mashed potato all the time. Swah, 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 swah. Ruffle, 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 ruffle. Excuse me, that's Microsoft Sam's line. Directors, you do forget it's in the public domain. Well, it's his property after all. I still say public domain. Anyways, I'm terribly sorry about that. Yeah, it's just because director thinks that I stole his line, when really it's in the public domain. Oh, anyways, now enough of that subject. Now because don't forget because we have some Christmas themed continuities going on over the next few weeks, because we will be having the Bodger and Badger animated specials, and I think we're only going to have 3 Christmas specials and 1 Christmas episode of Bodger and Badger as a television series. Yeah, and I'm sure you will be looking forward to it, as well as the Sooty and Co. Christmas themed episodes too. But right here for today on Children's GBC, it's time for What a Mess. And today, he is going to be a superhero, just like Superman. Well, one thing for certain, do you think that What a Mess would be a better hero? Well, let's find out. Anyway, let's zoom off.
A compost heap, a kitchen mop, an old fur coat with a bird on top, a moving mess of unpleasantness. Good grief, what a mess! Eggshells, porridge, velvet meringue. Is this Prince Amir up in jam? In toast and ketchup, you'll never guess. Oh no, what a mess! Though he's not a pretty sight, he really tries to do things right. With a mother who's tall and slim, I wonder how she ever thought of him. A short-cut, scruffy Afghan hound, a more foul creature you've never found. A tangled bundle of bristliness. Good grief, what a mess, what a mess, what a mess. What a mess.
What a Mess was enjoying a ziz. It was the 17th ziz of the 30 or so he usually...
Wonder how she ever thought of him. A short-cut, scruffy Afghan hound, a more foul creature you've never found. A tangled bundle of bristliness. Good grief, what a mess, what a mess, what a mess. What a mess.
And that was What a Mess. Well, mind you, being a superhero didn't quite work out as such, as all he only managed to do was just slip off the roof, because his feet was covered in all this tar for strange reason. I have no clue. But anyways, now here we go with the next program. Now, I know that No-Hare Bear has already broadcasted Albert, the Fifth Musketeer. Well, here it is, just to pay tribute to No-Hare Bear as well. Enjoy.
He's Albert the Fifth Musketeer. He's there at the double whenever there's trouble with wood and string and stuff. The things that he makes have just what it takes whenever the going gets rough. His name is Albert. Albert. He's Albert the Fifth Musketeer. He's sharp, he's cool, he's nobody's fool. He's Albert the Fifth Musketeer. If you've been dropped in it, he's there in a minute. That's faithful Albert's way. He's got no pretensions, just lots of inventions that always save the day. Hooray for Albert! Albert! He's Albert the Fifth Musketeer. He's sharp, he's cool. He rides on the mule. He's Albert the Fifth Musketeer. Albert! He's Albert the Fifth Musketeer. Whenever there's trouble with wood and string and stuff, the things that he makes have just what it takes whenever the going gets rough. His name is Albert. Albert.
And that was Albert, the Fifth Musketeer. And I was just kidding on that one. At the next programme, now, obviously, if No-Hare Bear was around here to say something about hairy armpits, well, I don't have to put up with him calling me that, as well as singing the Dad's Army theme tune as well. So anyway, here is Hairy Jeremy. I wonder what he's up to today. Let's find out.
What do you say?
He's not a superhero, nor a poet or a king. He doesn't drive a car or do much of anything, but he's hairy.
Scary? No, hairy.
He has no superpowers, and I've never seen him fly. No secret hideaway, and no all-seeing eye. He's just hairy.
Hairy.
He's most definitely hairy.
Hairy.
His name is Jeremy, and he's hairy.
Hairy.
Unquestionably.
Hairy Jeremy's taking a walk through the forest when suddenly he finds his way blocked by a...
And that was... Yes, sorry, I've just wanted to make sure that nobody says hairy armpits this time, because No-Hare Bear's no longer with us anymore. And at least I don't have to put up with hairy armpits all the time. Right, anyway, so the next programme now is Pizza. And today, it's all about moving up. And I think it's something to do with trucks. Well, if you count that as an episode, well, you'll find out in this episode anyway.
Bits of this, bits of that. Put them all together and what have you got? Bits and pieces, bits and bobs. Put them all together, what a lovely job. With strings and things and carbon glue, you can do whatever you want. Bits of this, bits of that. Bits and bits and bits and bits and pieces.
Welcome to the Pizza Truck. First they're going to attempt to leap a line of 10 double-decker buses. Nearly, not a bad attempt.
Was Pizza. Well, mind you, I'm sure that we'll probably have another episode of Pizza sometime pretty soon, if we get round to it. Now, anyways, before we get into No-Hare Bear's favourite cartoon, the Berry family, here is an episode of Tugs. And I wonder what sort of a tugboats are they going to be up to today? Well, let's find out.
The tugboat, for its size, is the most powerful craft afloat. And the Star Tugs are the power behind the docks and waterways that make up the big city port. This is Tugs.
And just a reminder that we will be having a last ever episode of Tugs, which is only happening later on this afternoon as part of Children's GBC. But coming up next, though, we have a good programme, which is The Berry Family, which is No-Hare's favourite cartoon. Come on, listen to the music. And that was Tugs. Yeah, as you probably heard my voice during the end of the episode, well, as I said earlier, that this afternoon, George Buxton, however, will be broadcasting the last ever episode of Tugs, as it is a short-lived series. So, yeah, that's coming up later this afternoon. But coming up next, but right here on Children's GBC now, and here comes No-Hare Bear's favourite cartoon, The Berry Family. And here's an episode, Jerky Turkey, that was used on Children's FTV. Well, enjoy the cartoon.
For Mama, I'll take one, and one for you, Rudy.
Gobble, gobble.
That was the Berry Family. Well, if he's watching this in heaven right now, that's for you, No Bear, and you will be missed. So the next programme, we've got two more programmes that just before we conclude. So here are two programmes, starting with Crystal Tips and Alistair. Now, and I think it's something to do with housework. Oh my goodness. Crystal Tips and Alistair. Well, I'm so glad that most of the housework has been done. But only in a funny way, though. Yeah, that's what happens when you join Crystal Tips and Alistair. So anyway, the next programme now is going to be about Tales of Aesop. And today, as Tom Baker, who was a narrator, that was when he was a fourth Doctor, he's narrating today's story, The Lion and the Mouse. But will Lion ever let him go? Let's find out.
It was Sunday evening. Oh, yes. Ha, 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 ha. Very good.
us the tales of Aesop. Okay, so that you know that's pretty much all the programs that we can do today. Well, now I have a message for all the viewers out there. Now, and I know that No-Hare Bear would have wanted me to do it in my own No-Hare Bear voice. Well, it goes like this. Hello, everybody. I'm No-Hare Bear. Now, if you were wondering, why am I speaking in George's voice for? Well, because it's just for me to say goodbye, everybody, and I'd like to say thank you very much for all your watching of me and George's adventures over the years. But I will sadly be missed. Farewell, everybody. Farewell. Yeah, that was my own No-Hare Bear voice. Not mine. So anyway, oh yeah, and just to let you know that George, however, will be back again later on this afternoon, in which he will pay tribute to No-Hare Bear as much as I did from this morning. Oh, and don't forget, now, if you remember from yesterday, when it was our first ever lunchtime slot on Children's GBC, well, we're going to have another one, but this time it's just to pay tribute to No-Hare Bear for lunchtime as well. So don't miss it. Bye-bye, everybody. See you real soon. And I'll see you next week. Goodbye. You're watching GTV. And now it's time for this morning's movie. And it's nothing to do with No-Hare Bear yet, but we'll get to that later on this evening. But right now on GTV, it's time for Georgia and Arthur, the movie. Hey, ho, it's Georgia and Arthur. Everybody say hello, hello. It's Georgia and Arthur with his new wife called Chloe Raccoon. With a thirst galore, with a terrible fall, just you wait to see. It's Georgia and Arthur. Georgia and Arthur.